Welcome to the Breaking the Coconut Show. Is passion and money mutually exclusive? A lot of people never get to find that part that connects them in their lifetime. Today's episode features a Harvard graduate salesman who followed his passion of making socks for a living. Segun Abiona makes our coconut story super amazing as he takes the most minute fashion item in the men's fashion wardrobe and makes a living out of it.
My name is Segun Abiona. I'm the creative director of Nicole Giovanni socks, but I'm typically just a salesman.
That's how they start, salesman. Okay, Segun, I followed you for a while and I've seen you carve a niche with your brand. Interesting thing about your brand is that socks. And in this part of the world, your ability to have caught my attention and everyone's attention everywhere around the world is got me thinking, how were you able to carve that niche so early? And how were you able to sustain that brand?
Well, I think I would start about saying we had a blueprint and we stuck to the blueprint. And like they would say that it takes consistency to actually get some things to happen. But at the same time, based on my previous experience, on my level of exposure in terms of quality, I just decided to take it one step at a time. But that will nothing will take the fact away from the fact that you need to understand the market where you need to operate. So, and I think the basics is to understand where you want to operate from. Now, the major reasons why a lot of African startups fail is because of the inability to cut their costs. So knowing fully well that I cannot return to Nigeria to start a business that will be capital intensive or that is already capital intensive, but I need to cut down my costs, I started to look for the easiest way to actually execute my own plans. And I came across the online platform, which we already know, but it's like an apple. It has only been beaten once, and there's still a lot of space to take over. I felt, okay, I'm coming from an environment that the online space, has taken over. A lot of people don't go into stores. You shop and it drops in the house. So I felt, okay, yes, I know it's a product that people might want to have a close touch with, but at the same time, Nigerians, I'm sorry, not that you are lazy, but I felt everybody wants convenience. Okay. So we started with that platform and took it to the next level. And that's why we operate majorly online.
Okay. So, when meeting you for the first time, who's Segun?
I've said it time and time again. Segun is just Segun. Segun is the salesman.
There's Segun and there's Segun the brand.
Yeah, there's Segun the brand, but I think, okay, maybe for the platform,
yeah.
I think I will open up some things. Yeah, and Segun, you see on social media, is completely different from the real Segun. Segun is calm, Segun is separate, he wants his time to himself. But the Segun on social media that people know is erratic, no excuses, he gets the job done. And all my staff know that if he can do it, I must do it better to stay and work with him.
He's a perfectionist.
Yes. He wants it done and he doesn't want excuses. So I don't know how you go about it. Just think outside the box and give me answers. So Segun is a pure salesman. I don't want to leave you and not leave you without a feeling that you met someone that can actually change the world.
Okay, why socks? Why did you choose socks of every fashion item? And I'm saying why socks because I mean it in a very good way. It's socks, but it's made you, like I said, it's made you stand out. It's made me ask several questions. Why in this economy where most people complain, you're able to pick out one thing and you're doing it very well. How are you able to carve that niche for your socks, becoming a brand and becoming what most top executives would love to have? How are you able to create that brand?
I think it's in two forms. Number one, I think I'm not apologetic to say that it's a divinely inspired business in terms of I got that direction to go into the business. And the second part is the fact that it's one area of fashion that people don't really give too much attention to, because you can just easily pick up your black, gray socks and wear. Sincerely, in Europe, it's something that people have actually absorbed, but not in Africa. And I know that it's just a few set of fashionistas that wear colored socks. And I'm sure when they start wearing the colored socks, people will look at them differently and like, I don't think you are in your right senses.
At first, we used to laugh at them.
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's a trend.
But the truth is, if you really want to separate yourself from others, you must be able to identify a niche that will create and absorb attention, or attention to create value. Now, another thing we all need to understand that in Africa, we believe in doing 4 or 5 businesses at the same time. And that's one problem we have as business people. The truth is, we don't have so much capital to spend. And to be very realistic, even when I started my business, I didn't have money to do ties, socks, shirts, shoes at the same time. So I had to sit down. How much do I have? And this is to tell you who want to also start a business that you look for the most bankable idea to put your effort into, instead of doing 3, 4 things at the same time. Now, when you do 3, 4 things at the same time, possibly only one is actually your cash cow. Yeah. And the remaining seems to be those ones that moves one at a time. You find out that you end up selling the remaining ones maybe at a loss, just because you want to like concentrate on the first one. So most times, you need to do your research well. Understand the market at which you're going into. Understand the people that need this particular product and focus your attention on it. And for us to be able to differentiate ourselves from the market, like I was telling you earlier, research is very, very paramount. Our designs can never be found anywhere in the world. Wow. Anywhere in the world.
Where do you produce?
Yeah, that sometimes can be very tricky because we don't produce in Nigeria, sure, but
it's your idea.
Yeah, we design.
Yeah.
Anyway, my wife is the head of design. Yeah. But we have seen practically almost all the socks designs we have in the world. So when I'm coming out with my design, I want to make sure that it's not something you found in Harrods or you've seen in some of the most sought after boutiques in the world.
That must be hard.
Yes, it's hard because it takes intense research.
Yep.
We are always online. I'm practically online 24/7. 24/7 trying to know the next best initiatives. And like I said earlier, the future belongs to those who can see the bend from the straight road. So if you can see the bend, which out of maybe 100 people, only 1 or 2 people will see the bend, they'll take advantage of that bend on time, and before all of you could actually walk to that level of seeing what is happening, they've taken over. And you have to think 10 times farther than your competitions. And I always say, I don't call them competitions anymore, I call them competitors. So that you can actually align yourself, you can also talk to those ones who feel they are competitions. In this market that I operate, I have a lot of people calling me to say, how do you go about this? Yeah. I don't feel, it's not difficult to let them know. We all have to win together. Yeah. But the truth is, they know who is number 1. And it's not about being proud about it. It's about taking people along with you. Yeah. So easily we differentiate ourselves. And it's so obvious why some certain people will want to identify with you, because Nigerians love to shop, but they also want value.
One good thing about your brand is, aside every other thing, it will make so much sense if I ask you what is a brand, because it takes so much of discipline for you to have carved that niche. So if I'm asking you, what does branding mean to you, and what does value, and the kind of value being able to attach to this one product that has gotten you much attention, you'll be able to give me the feedback that I think most millennials who are jumping into this world will be able to see from your own eyes. So what's a brand and what does value mean to you?
A brand is really a big word, because a brand to me is like the lifeblood of a business. The stronger your brand, the more valuable you are. So I take pride in how the brand passes a message. So I can say brand is a message. So anywhere in the world, wherever you are, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, the moment you see the N&G brand, I want you to identify with it, knowing fully well that not even a premium brand, but a brand that is here to create a smile. Because the question is, what is N&G itself?
Yes.
Nicole and Giovanni. Nicole, forget the fact that, yeah, Nicole is French, but the meaning of Nicole is victorious people.
Okay.
Giovanni means John.
Okay.
Meaning God is gracious. My name is Segun, meaning victory. So the both name resonates my own name.
So you played on us?
I didn't play on you. Nicole is my daughter, Giovanni is my son.
Oh, interesting. I knew we were going somewhere.
So it's still a part of me.
Okay.
And the ladybug you see means pure peace, because it's the only insect you find out that if a mother will see on or with their kids and not kill. Rather, they will play with it. And they possibly will encourage you and start telling you, this is the wing, this is the colorful part of it. So the whole idea of you identifying with our brand is that you're identifying with a peaceful thing. And that creates that mindset that, look, I will do anything to have this brand close to me. So the brand is family also, because we have something for the smallest person in the family to the biggest person in the family. So no matter how conservative you say you are, no matter how flamboyant you are, you have something to relate with the brand.
There's a normal trend of young people jumping into, it's an easy sell for you to go own your own business. And it's easy for us to, like in this generation, it's hard for you to finally see. I think we're getting into an era where 9 to 5 is fast living away, where most people would have to have multiple jobs. How would you, what's the foresight you have about this era we are in? What feedback would you be giving to the next person that's about jumping into the same space you've been in for a while?
Okay, I would say, you know, that there is a two-form thing. There is entrepreneurship and there is entrepreneurship. Everybody cannot be entrepreneur.
Very true.
So some people,
which is a lie you've been sold, that everybody is an entrepreneur.
Yes, people would say everybody's. Not everybody would be, you know. But the truth is, apologies to those people who are in the 9 to 5, because I see that as a bondage. The truth is, no amount of money, your presence, if you have value to add, your presence in an environment where you work and they pay you money, meaning for them to pay you 50,000 at the end of the month, you would have created a value 3 times that amount. Maybe they should start thinking on that platform. But for an entrepreneur who, regardless of the challenges, pushes through, it also has its own problem. But the moment you can break through or break forth a certain level, I can tell you the level of resistance becomes higher, and your chance of breakthrough becomes higher also. But for me, I would advise, in my own little time, I was in 9 to 5 too before.
You worked in the bank.
But let me tell you, while I was in the bank, I think this needs to be spilled out also. While I was in the bank, I knew I couldn't last long in that environment, because I did what we call, not everybody can do that, a psychometric test.
Okay, cool.
And I know that I have tendency to do stuff.
You have done your own self-analysis.
Yes, I did it. So you have to understand yourself also.
Yeah.
When you can exhibit traits of someone that is dynamic, someone that you know that when you're on a project, there's a higher percentage of success. You know what you can do. While I was in the bank, my strategy was spill over the whole banker. I know that was my first set of clients. And you know what? They were paying me salary at the end of the month without knowing that I was the owner of the brand. I hit the very first 500,000 in the bank.
Meaning you had done your own test trial?
Yes. And the fact still remains that while I was in the bank and I needed to exit, I'd made sure that my structure was a bit in place. So don't just jump out of 9 to 5 and think you can just start your own business. You need to have a structure. And the fact that what was my book saying? Was my book telling me I have a chance of survival? Or my book's telling me that I'm not on the right track? So little detail really matters. And by the time I was getting to that point of jumping out, in as much as I didn't have a lot of money, I could see the chance of survival. And I gave it my last shot because I didn't care if I fail or succeed.
So you're succeeding. And now, Segun, I'm looking at the future. I'm looking at we've tried to clarify the glamour. We try to paint that entrepreneurship, owning your own business, is like the ultimate. Now, for you, without blinking, how easy has it been for you?
It's not been easy.
Aside the glamour, now I have an anger for lies when it comes to when we tell people that we sell the glamour of social media. But everyone I've had that chat with, most of them don't sleep normally. Most of them don't do the normal things. But that's the part nobody tells most people about jumping in. How has the glamour been?
I sleep. The max is 5 hours.
What's your total? What's your 24 hours and average 24-hour cycle like?
I wake up as early as 4:35. I check out what is going on in the market. I'm always very attentive and I check out new innovations. That's first thing I do in the morning. Apart from the normal praying and worship and everything, because you know what, I lead my day. I allow God lead my way, but just a general view of the very first thing I do in the morning, I try to know what is going on. But the moment I left my business and I left the bank and started my business, meaning I check my back end, check all the things that maybe customers may have made purchases and stuff like that. Then I look to my emails. I always have a bank of them. So I just try to see if I can respond, acknowledge, and do all those normal things. Then when it's getting to the normal 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, try to take a shower before going straight to the office. I get into the office, ask everyone what they have to offer, if there's anything that has to happen that day. If anybody does not have, we all go into research. What is new, what is not new. Then I can also give what they don't have, because Nemo that could not abet. You can't give what you don't have.
Very true.
Yeah, so they sometimes lean on me to tell them what to do, but most times I tell them I don't, and there's something I need to also say that I allow everybody to spill their heart out. And there's a level of people that I employ. When you are beyond 23, 24, I don't employ. Because I believe you are already carrying too much responsibility. The earlier in your 20s, I feel you don't have too much on your head, so you can spill. Okay. I don't mind how stupid your ideas are, but in that stupidity is where I get my own flair from.
Okay.
So, and I try to spend more time with my kids. That's the most interesting part of the day. Sometimes I pick them up in school, and things majorly, then watch movies in the evenings.
What's your reading habit like?
That one, and funny enough, I don't read extraordinarily. What I just do is follow people who have been successful and see the traits of how they've made the magic. But when I pick your book and read, I don't read from cover to cover.
You pick the main
I
thing.
pick the ideas and those topics that I know that can take me to another level. I have books of more than 6-7 years that I've not read from the beginning to the end. So I just pick those ones identified and run with it. And I think we've not done badly.
Would you say your brand, Nicole and Giovanni, has literally broken its own coconut?
I don't want to.
You're scared to come up.
Another thing is, you want to stay as humble as possible.
No, when I mean broken the coconut, I'm looking at the milestones you've set for yourself. Would you really see you've gotten to that cruise control era where you could? This is it for you.
I don't want to be quoted. I don't want to be quoted. But the truth is, yes, I'll take the bold move. We've broken the coconut.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, now we do something at the end of the show. You say breaking coconut in your own dialect, and I believe you're Yoruba, so you tell me. You say breaking.
Why did you do this?
This is the most interesting part. So let's hear you.
Breaking the coconut
in your own dialect. Let's listen to Segun, please. Put the camera on him.
With him for Agbon.
Awesome.
Thank you, Segun. I hope I didn't just embarrass myself. I know. Why did you do this? Oh, fuck. Do you know, for the first time I felt G3 on the show?
Nice. Thanks, Segun, for being on the show.
There were a lot of things running through my mind. I don't know how you...
No, don't worry, we'll handle it.
You handle it. You know, the truth is, there are so many things that are coming. You can't say everything at the same time.
No, you can't. You can't.
How did it go?
Okay. Thanks, Segun, for coming on the show. It was nice having you.
Thank you for having me.
We hope you break more coconuts and we see more of your colored socks.
Definitely.
I love those socks. And for me, the beauty is in you carving a niche and being consistent. And if there's anything I'll take away is that I know a Nigerian, I know an African that is making impact with something as simple as a socks. And he's been able to get the global attention with it. So keep breaking your own coconut.
Thank you.
I will keep rooting from her.
Thank you. Really appreciate your time, and you guys are doing your awesome work. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing today with us.
Cheers.
Yes.